What is your name and grade?
I'm Olivia Quiles, and I'm a senior.
All right, so today I'm going to ask you a few questions surrounding the social issues you may experience in and outside of the lab. To start with, what ethnicity do you identify as?
I identify mixed Puerto Rican, and sometimes I consider myself like white and black because that's like what my mom is.
Sure.
So, yeah.
And do you ever feel like you've been socially limited or benefited based off your ethnicity, whether it's like stereotypes surrounding mixed people or?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say that a lot of people do consider me as white passing. So I think that that side of me gets more privileged than I'd say like my other family members because they're not as white passing as I am. My dad is darker skinned and my mom is black. So I definitely see more privilege in terms of how people treat me because I'm not as discriminated against because of like how I look. So it's been interesting to see my family members be kind of
You're good.
It's interesting to see like how my family members have had to deal with that rather than me kind of not having that sort of difficulty. So I've kind of like taken that in certain instances and spoken up and used my voice because like I'm able to, and people often respect me a little more in terms of that. So yeah, it's interesting being a so-called like mixed person, and some people don't even believe me like when I say like, oh yeah, like my mom is like half black, and like that's like sort of my identity too.
Sure.
So I've also struggled with that, especially during middle school. I got kind of bullied a lot for like kind of claiming that side of myself.
Sure. So, constantly, do you ever feel like you've been socially limited or benefited based off the way you look, whether it's like body image or beauty standards?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's also a lot with comparing yourself to other girls. I've definitely felt that way. I've been insecure about my height for a lot of my life. And I think like the idea of like, oh, this girl looks better because, you know, she has this or that. It's really like damaging to a lot of people.
Sure.
So I've tried to kind of stray away from that. However, like I think I do like buy into like those beauty standards a lot with like straightening my hair and stuff.
Sure.
So I'm still like learning and growing like through myself as a person, but I think it's really important to like recognize how those can affect us every day.
Sure. So, switching gears, I'm going to read you the definition of objectification. Objectification is the act of treating a person like an object or a thing. Do you ever feel like you've been objectified by sexualization or being treated without regard to emotion?
For sure, yeah. I think, and this goes for like everyone, but like especially as a girl, there's times where I feel that I'm not being respected for like my opinion or like who I am, rather than just like how I look. But I can say that I know a lot of my friends have felt that too, and a lot of my friends are black, and so I've like noticed how like they've kind of like gone about that. And I think for a lot of girls, it's just hard to like navigate people kind of seeing you as just like one thing without really wanting to get to know you. So it's hard to differentiate what people's intentions are sometimes because sometimes you just don't know.
Sure. Do you ever feel like you've been socially limited or benefited based off the way people perceive you?
Yeah, for sure. I think this goes with like maybe like teachers. I'd say, wait, I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question again? I'm so sorry.
Do you ever feel like you've been socially limited or benefited based off the way people like perceive you? Like, do the way people think about you like affect how you act in your day-to-day life?
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I'd say, yeah, for sure. I think this also like goes into like how I like choose to act because I'm a very outgoing person, and I feel like the way that people perceive me do dictate a lot of like what I do because it can't be limiting in terms of like how I want to express myself or what I want to post because people are very judgmental. So I think I do buy into like what people think of me, and that makes me a little insecure sometimes. But I think for the most part, like as I said, like I'm trying to like grow into myself and not care as much what other people think because there's like no way you can grow in that way if you're always stagnant in how you act and operate.
Sure. And finishing up, how long have you been at lab?
I'm a lifer, so I've been at lab my whole life. So I'm kind of excited to, next year kind of like, be at a different school and kind of like grow into myself and not be in this like little bubble because lab has been great for me. It's given me a lot of opportunities, but it's also good to like kind of branch out and see where I take my career and like my next steps as a young adult.
You kind of already started, but yeah, but like how, do you ever feel like you've been socially limited or benefited based off how long you've been at lab? Well, that's like pre-existing stigmas that surround you?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say that this school definitely has like a type of what is it? Like a what is it? The socioeconomic. It's like a very specific socioeconomic person that goes to lab, and of course everyone is different. But I've definitely felt limited or in the minority when it comes to how much privilege there are, and going to lab already puts me in a privileged state. But just when you look around, there's so many people who have so many opportunities when it comes to what they're able to do. So I'm trying to think of like a better way to say this, but I've seen a lot of people take this privilege and use it to. Yeah, I can start with.
No, you know you're good.
But I've seen a lot of people who have had a lot of privilege and take this and use it for something greater. And I'm really excited to meet even more people to kind of like share that similar experience and use it for something that's not negative.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.